This Italian scooter could very well star in a Transformers movie. I'm seated on the latest 125cc scooter to come to the Indian market. This is the Velocifero Mobster. It has been brought to India by the same company that introduced Brixton motorcycles and the VLF tennis last year. Now it's time to meet this muscular looking 125cc scooter, even though it has 135 in its name, and we'll get to that in just a bit. But before I show you around the scooter and tell you all about its highlights, make sure you subscribe to Car and Bike and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time we come out with a new video. Now let's get going. The Mobster has a bad boy name, and that's because Velocifero wants it to have a bad boy image. And to that effect, I think this scooter does look badass. If you look at it from the front, this apron and the way it's designed, it looks like the scooter is wearing armor, especially with these exposed bolts. And you can see they've used multiple colors, so there's a little bit of black to break up the white on the apron, and there's a fairly large visor as well. And what adds to the visual mass of the scooter are its wide tires. So it has these all-terrain tires, 120 section at the front and 130 section at the rear, and the scooter is riding on 12-inch alloy wheels. When you look at it in profile, it is quite compact. The tail has this chopped off appearance. The seat isn't particularly long, and that's because the Mobster isn't supposed to be a really practical scooter, but we'll get to that in a moment. And when you come over to the rear, you will see these clear lens C-shaped LED tail lights. What also boosts its presence is this large exhaust, which adds a lot more visual muscle to this scooter. Ground clearance is rated at 155 millimeters, but this pipe looks scarily close to the ground, and I wonder if it will scrape over speed breakers. I think this is a striking looking scooter, but what do you think of it? Let me know in the comments. Now let's talk about some of its features. The Mobster comes with a 5-inch color TFT display and this aluminium handlebar. It feels wide and quite nice to grip. The brake levers have guards as well, and that's a nice touch. And what's also nice is the fact that the controls are illuminated. So you will see these switches have an outline which is backlit, and this of course will come in handy when you're riding at night. Aside from this, if I were to talk about the cubes, you have all of your regular controls in place: the turn indicator, headlight switch, hazard switch on the left cube. On the right cube, you will find the engine start stop switch and the button for the ABS system, which can be switched off. So the Mobster has dual channel ABS, and you can switch it off by just pressing this button, and you also get traction control. The Mobster also has keyless go, so you don't need to insert the key every time you want to start the scooter. You can keep it in your pocket and just use this switch to turn the scooter on. Now let's talk a little bit about practicality. Let's first talk about seat height. Seat height on the Mobster is 797 millimeters, which is high for a scooter. And as you can see right now, for me, I'm 5 feet 6 and I am practically on my tiptoes. It's not uncomfortable, but I could feel a little more confident if I were able to put my feet flat on the floor. The floorboard is decently spacious, but it's not flat. It has a spine, and that means you won't really be able to carry any large items over here, even though there is a bag hook at the front. Next to the bag hook, there's also a small glove compartment, but the bottom is not sealed, and that means if you put in some smaller items there, like maybe money, that could slip right through and fall off the scooter. And there is a USB phone charger right above it. Talking about under-seat storage, there's not a lot of it. Velocifero claims you will be able to fit a half-face helmet in there, but other than that, there really isn't much space to fit anything else. And when you need to refuel, you will have to get off the scooter because the fuel filler lid is beneath the seat. Velocifero calls it a 135, but the engine actually displaces 125cc. I feel it's a little misleading on Velocifero's part to name it 135, but let me know what you think of that move. Let's talk about the engine. This one is a 125cc 4-valve liquid cooled unit. Peak power output is just over 12 bhp and nearly 12 Newton meters of torque, which makes this the most powerful 125cc petrol scooter that you can buy in India today. And Velocifero claims that this will hit a top speed of 105 kilometers an hour. And despite that speed, the company claims that this will also be really fuel efficient, as they advertise a figure of 46 kilometers per liter. And I'm sure you are eager to hear what this engine sounds like. So let's cut to the exhaust note. This one is priced at 1,30,000 rupees for the first 2,500 buyers. That's also the number of scooters that Velocifero will sell in India this year. And the company says that for now, most of the scooter is imported with only the tires and the battery being sourced locally. So we'll have to wait and see what upkeep costs will be like for this scooter. But one thing's for sure, that this isn't the one for those looking for practicality or a sensible choice. This is more of a wild child, and you will be able to buy it in a number of cities by the end of this year. For now, MotoHaus's reach across India is rather limited. We'll try and put a shot of all the cities that MotoHaus will be coming to in the coming months. But let me know, what do you think of the Mobster? Do you think this is an appealing 125cc scooter, one that will tug at your heartstrings and make you consider buying this over something like an Aprilia SR125? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you have any feedback for us, we'll be happy to hear it. If you have any feedback for MotoHaus regarding this scooter, then leave that in the comments too. Thank you so much for watching this video.